Hello, Richie here with Strive. Today I want to introduce you to BikeShare. BikeShare has been in the news around Asheville. It was featured today on AVL Today. The question of BikeShare is it right for Asheville? And if it is, how should we implement it? Because there are a lot of choices. And to help illustrate some of this, I actually want to introduce you to a prototype BikeShare bike. Here we go. This one is on loan to actually Go Mountain and Strive, and we get to test ride it around town and tell the company that loaned it to us what we think. It's a pretty cool bike. This one is what we would call dockless, but it is designed to dock to specific types of bike racks around town. So what is dockless? There are two types of bike share programs. One is docked, and that means that there are around the city these stations, and that's where you check out and return bikes to. And then there's a little kiosk, and it says how much it costs, and maybe there's a map. So it's a centralized way of administering these affordable short-term rental bikes. Dockless is a little bit different. They have GPS trackers and use an app, and the app tells you where the bike is, and you go find it and you check it out. You crank it up within your app, you start getting charged, you ride where you want to ride, and you leave it parked, and it's there for the next person to use. The advantages of dockless is they work themselves into a neighborhood, so maybe there's one a few intersections away from you, a short walk, and you can get it. The disadvantages of dockless is that some people criticize it as being junk within a neighborhood, but I think that that's only because there isn't a good sort of system or set of kind of norms for how to leave a dockless bike behind, and that can develop over time. Some people say that, you know, all cars are dockless. I've got this truck sitting in front of my house, and is that a dockless car? Kind of. So it's just, you know, what are you used to seeing and that kind of thing. So, but this bike that I'm showing you is again meant to sort of be a middle ground. There would be branded bike racks around town, and people would be encouraged to return them to that bike. You come to it, you key in some numbers to check it out. It's got a solar panel to power this. The bikes that Asheville is considering might have electric assist because this is a hilly place. So maybe there will be a little motor that helps you get up the hill easily. This bike and most bikes have a light so they can be seen front and back, day and night. They've got a little rack up front for your gear, and it's easily adjustable for any size. And this one actually has an onboard lock, which is kind of neat. So that's a basic bike share bike. But why? And is it right for Asheville? Well, that's something that you should weigh in on. There is a study going on now with the City of Asheville. If you can go to the City of Asheville website, and they will give you more information, and we'll provide a link for giving your opinion. And then also AVL Today has a survey going on to get your opinion of bike share. My opinion, I think if it's implemented right, it's a good thing. It's one more option. It helps create a full network of transportation options for you. Today, for example, I'm going to ride this bike to work, and I'm going to run home. Little bit of quick pace pedestrianism. You could take the bike and then a bus. You could take a bike and then a carpool, but it's just one more way that you can patch together a day out without using your car. So that is bike share. There's a lot more to it than what I just told you about. Dig in and know this. We have a benefit here in Asheville. A lot of people have been down this road ahead of us. Charlotte, Greenville, Durham, Raleigh all have bike share. So when we do our study, we'll be able to not just think about how Asheville can use it, but we can look at how other cities have used it ahead of us, learn from them, find out things like safety data, find out things like how to best encourage people to take certain safe routes. And for one thing, there's a lot of discussion of helmets. Bike share bikes don't come with helmet share helmets generally. So how can we start a campaign that encourages people to bring along their own helmet Or is a helmetless rider a wonderful billboard for increased safety and consideration for riders? One of the things that I'd like to point out is that if there's a proliferation of bike share bikes and they're on the main parts of our city, on our streets, then perhaps car drivers become more trained to see the bike. The bike commuting works in European cities because it's expected. And if we start to build that expectation through a density of bikes, then safety could improve. And the Dutch don't tend to wear helmets, surprisingly. I don't know, I like my helmet, but it's because they are the norm, not the exception, and those in motorized vehicles are deferring to their safety. So we've got a long way to go before we get there. I'm not saying that the bike share would solve that problem, but it's just something to think about. It's one potential advantage. So I'm curious to hear your opinion, and please weigh in with the city and with AVL today. Thanks, and keep striving. I've gone, I think 2.5 weeks without driving my car to work, so it's going great. Bye.